It's time for Comeback Sports with Brandon, the Coach Perry, and Pat, the Shot Caller Flaherty. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Comeback Sports, and happy St. Patrick's Day to our audience there watching on YouTube, folks. My name is Pat, the Shot Caller Flaherty. I'm joined, as always, by my partner, Brandon, the Coach Perry. Brandon, what's happening, my friend?
My corned beef dinner is feeling pretty good in my stomach at the moment, so I'm ready to go, man. Let's do this.
Oh, awesome. It was shepherd's pie for me tonight, and I forgot to pour myself a pint of Guinness. I'm sorry. I was going to bring one of those on the show. I messed up. My bad. But we do have a special guest that isn't Guinness tonight, but it is something even better. We got the head coach of the Middleboro Sachems, Mike Duarte, on the Comeback Sports tonight. Coach Duarte, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing great, Pat. Brandon, great to see you. Happy Pats. We did rock out the corned beef tonight. Unfortunately, just due to my I bleed that black and that orange. I'm trying not to wear the green, so we're just sticking to the colors of our home school. But thanks for having me on, guys. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, good man. Thanks for coming on with us. And folks, as always, if you want to follow us on social media, Brandon and I's Twitter handles are at the bottom of the screen. Coach Duarte is also on social media as well, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later on in the show. But Mike, just to start things off here, we want to have a quick conversation with you about high school basketball this season. And obviously, Middleboro had a really nice year here in the shortened 2021 season. So just your season in general, what was it like to be the head coach of Middleboro here in 2021?
Well, listen, yeah, it was great. And the boys were amazing. And the idea of the protocols and the standards that were set by the state, which in my opinion, were really reasonable. I think as far as a coach, we just want to be out there. Right. So we'll do anything it takes. So we'll, if it's double masks or we're separating, I really have to give a lot of love and attention to our administration. I know that not every school had the opportunity to play. I know they're super invested in the mental health of our student athletes. And they understood at that point that, however many games we could actually get in there, that, being in the gym and practicing every day was vital for these guys. And, they're not in school every day, right? So, the idea of just coming in and being with your friends and your coaching staff, it really, in my opinion, I saw grades get better. I saw attitudes get better. And obviously winning helps, right? So that helped a lot for sure. But listen, it all goes to the kids. It was tough and they battled. And I'll tell you, there's something to be said about when adversity gets the highest, where do you stand, right? And that's a great litmus test for our kids. We were young for sure, but we did an excellent job. And again, it was a shortened season. We wish we could have played 3 times the amount of games, but we obviously were very, very happy with the outcome.
Yeah, I think you guys had a really good season. I was lucky enough to be able to watch 3 or 4 of the games since they were being live streamed. And, I was checking in with you as much as I could. And, I don't want to, have a lie out there or have people think on the show that I'm showing extra bias to you. Because it's no backstory that me and Mike went to college together and high school together. And he was my college roommate at one point. So I pretty much love everything this guy does, but it was really fun getting to see him coach this team, and they had such a great season. And I know my favorite game that I got to watch was your matchup against Randolph there. That was a really back and forth contest where your boys just came out and they played tough down the stretch, and you guys got that W. So I guess my question for you is how excited are you for going forward with this team? And especially with the new facilities that you guys have got coming. And so big ups to, like you said, the administration and athletic director Ryan Sylvia for getting you guys on the winning track and hiring the right coaches and getting the programs going in the right direction. But yeah, how excited are you to be, going forward with this squad?
As excited as I could be. I'll be honest. I'm as excited as when I took the job over 2 years ago, or the year before that. And I think every season gets you fired up. I agree. Really kudos to the town and the people of Middleboro, because right, they voted for it, right? So that's a huge piece. Like you're investing in the future, and that was a huge piece. And these boys and these young ladies all deserve it. And I think that's a huge part. And Mr. Sylvia and Mr. Brannigan and Mr. Lynch, the superintendent, have a big part of that. But yeah, no, we're gassed. And I think part of what we love in Middleboro is that we really get to interact with the kids starting at the 6th grade level. So we have a middle school program. And recently, since the hiring, I was able to hire, I brought in one of my old players who knows me, played for me, was a big part of what we were trying to do at Bishop Stang before we won a state championship. And he brought some of that credibility over. So now between the ages of, essentially you're thinking 12 years old to 19, they're in the program, and they're really committing to it. It seems like, they listen, basketball's it, man. Like when you talk about the youth and you look at like the margin and the numbers and who's watching the game, basketball's taking over the youth. And we find kids in every part of town trying to get better. They're trying to play. And I think it's really great. We started to open up more opportunities in the summertime to run clinics. And again, like you said, Brandon, having that facility does not hurt. So, come on in. Middleboro's an amazing place to be. And again, we have, I would equate them up. You and I playing football in Bridgewater. Their stuff is some nicer than some of our stuff, and that was a Division III college. So the kids are blessed. We're really blessed, and I'm as always super blessed to hopefully move forward with some more winning.
Yeah, I know the next couple of seasons that you're really looking forward to, especially because hopefully we'll have the pandemic under control. It'll be more normal, in the next couple of seasons. But just going back to 2021, Mike, what was the toughest part about being a coach this year? I know the schedule's condensed.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you had a lot less practice time. You have obviously less games, and obviously we got to deal with snow here in Massachusetts too. You got postponements and stuff. So what was the toughest part about 2021?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because we were talking about that probably like Halloween. We're talking about, we have all this going and then we still could have snow. But hey, listen, God bless America. Snow was okay this year. Honestly, I think the biggest thing would be just the opportunities for my seniors. I'm being selfish for their end. I have a couple of young men that really got an opportunity to showcase who they were this year. A kid who runner up to the player of the year, this young man, Wes James, plans on playing at Bridgewater next year, averaging 24 points a game, 13 rebounds, absolutely dominant, but just really didn't get an opportunity to show himself. And other seniors that, while they might have played the last couple of years, you guys know this is it. Like, this is a lot of these guys, most of these guys, this is going to be their last real basketball, unless they're playing old man basketball with me and Coach Perry somewhere. But this is their last real opportunity to play real basketball. And, I got to give them a lot of credit. Even the kids, I probably kept maybe more kids on the varsity squad this year than I would have, but I kept 15 because I felt like every kid on that squad loved basketball. They needed something. They wanted to play. And listen, not one complaint. And, Brandon knows, he's coached a long time. It's hard to coach basketball at a high level and not have at least one upset kid. Like listen, it happens, right, Pat? Like, and that's a part of the game. And I say it to the boys all the time. There's a reason why there's only 12 kids. It's the hardest team in the school to make. There's no doubt, right? So and there's no disrespect to any of the other teams. It's just the roster level. How many can you actually keep? And that was really nice, Pat. Like, the state allowed us to bring 15 kids, and that was huge. So I know there's a handful of young men that we kept and that were a huge part of our squad. That brought it every day in practice. And obviously they knew they were probably not going to get minutes at game time. But again, in a normal season, they're probably getting a little bit of run. They're probably getting some of that. But because we're so tight, we only had 6 regular season games. And again, like you said, COVID is rampant. We lost, we lost one of our second prolific scorer come the tournament because of COVID, and it is what it is, right? You show up, it's next man up, and hope to God we can make up some of that scoring. We unfortunately did not. But again, I'm not putting it on that young man. He's a special young man. He'll be back with us next year. I don't want to mention him by name, but he's a good heck of a player. And we can't wait to see what's going to happen next year.
Quickly, before we switch topics to the NBA, Coach Duarte, I know that mantle's getting stacked back there. I mean, you got a state championship ring with Bishop Stang, and then now you've got a Coach of the Year award with Middleboro. I mean, things are really looking up over at the Duarte house.
Well, for now, the Duarte household is actually in quarantine, but I appreciate you throwing that out there. But listen, Brandon, I said this to the boys when we found out, and that it was an honor. I love it. That's great. But was I worse of a coach last year when we didn't win as much? So those sorts of things don't, in my opinion, aren't huge. The reason why I get recognized was because the boys performed on the court, and everything goes to them. The school and the homework and the practice times and sometimes late and sometimes canceled, and the extended quarantines, and listen, they were amazing. So anything I earned goes 100% to them. They're the absolute best.
No, I mean, you deserve some credit too. You've been there. You've changed the program. You've got these kids on the right track. I know if we had one of your boys on here, they'd be giving you some credit too. But I'm a huge Sachem fan, and I'll be looking forward to seeing what this team can do in the future.